Alright, so this is going to be the sort of reference guide for you guys to use for your project 1. Okay, just in case, because it'll be over spring break, so that way you have something to look back onto. Alright, so you see this is how it's going to look fully finished. Now, there's a whole lot of constraints in here that I've hidden because that's part of the assignment, right? So this is fully constrained with the assembly constraints, these right there. I've just hidden them all so that way you guys can't just freeze frame this image and see what you need to use. Okay? This is fine for you guys to see because, you need to, it's visible. Alright? So I'm really going to cover the bulk of it. So most of your grade will be coming from this motion. Whether or not, if I select one part, so if you saw I hit move component, select components, I selected the crankshaft. If I can move this crankshaft around, sometimes it's a little fiddly, but there we go. If I move it around and you guys see that motion right here, if as I turn this crankshaft, you see the rotation at the bottom, these pistons will go up and down. Let me try to get a better angle up here, and that way you can see everything. And notice that the crankshaft is spinning with this movement component. Now I'm holding it by the middle and doing it this way. Another way you can do it is you can just rotate like that by grabbing this plane of rotation, move, and then right. Okay. Now I won't tell you how to constrain it. We've covered that in class a bit, and you got to mess with these assembly constraints. Again, those are right there. Touch align, concentric, distance, fixed, parallel. You won't need all of them, but you'll have to try it out for yourself. It's a project. Okay, so this is composed of several parts. I'm going to go ahead and take off the engine block so you can see the inside. Don't be too afraid. I know it looks like a lot, but really it's just a repeating pattern. Okay, so I'm going to take off everything one at a time and you can see how it all goes together. Now, we're going to start with the piston rod. So there are 8 of them. Okay, they're in this method because that's where the crankshaft would be. It's just sort of invisible in this view. I just wanted you guys to see them. So there's all the piston rods. Next, we'll put the pins. So you guys will see how the pins are in between centered of all of those. And then the piston heads. Now, if you guys notice, piston pin and the head is pretty much flush. Okay? There should be a little bit of an edge sticking out, but that's really what we want to make sure is that as we move it, it all moves in one unit. So these are constraints. So now this is technically one image. Okay? So you guys can see there's a little bit of overlay with the piston head, and the rod. Rotate that back down. And then I add the crankshaft. Now, the crankshaft, don't be afraid. Again, it's just repeating patterns. Okay? So if you guys notice, there's this space in between. That's because this is connected right there, and it's empty in this little region. So that when I move the crankshaft, when I rotate it, oh, it likes to fight with me the first time I do it. Uh-oh. Move component. There we go. So you can watch them all chug along. Okay? Now the pattern should be set up as long as you constrain them right, they will act in this motion. Okay, so you don't have to worry about like programming this motion or anything. It goes with the constraints. The faster you spin it. Okay. Next is the engine block. This one looks a lot like it's a lot, but again, just follow the blueprints and you should be fine. Okay. There it is in all the glory. Let's take off all of the inside so you can see how it looks. Engine block. It just fits it perfectly. Just follow the instructions given and you'll be fine. All of the dimensions are given. Really, we don't have the point of this project isn't for you guys to make the shape, right? Like, you can follow blueprints already. It's to mess around with the constraints in an assembly, to make it all one unit. Okay? So, let me put everything back together one more time, and then I can show you that final expected movement. Move component. Specify orientation. There we go. Let me go ahead and just rotate like this. You guys can see how that all works. Okay, good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, send me an email. Just remember, I will be out for the majority of spring break, So don't put this off until the last minute. All right, guys? So good luck.